Okay, folks, I'm venting about Dr. Evil here. This fish that I have on my lap, literally, apparently, according to some people, just eats everything. Absolutely eats everything, cleans the lake out. Dogs aren't safe. Squirrels, chickens. Of course, they eat all the fish first. But these are very unsafe fish. Now, what got me going on this, I had a little memory reminder the other day of a trip to Ireland. I actually went to Ireland twice to northern pikefish with my good buddy John Gillespie, and I had somebody on the Facebook page the other day. We were talking about the topic of selective harvest and such, and he was lamenting about how the northern pike fishing still wasn't as good in Ireland as it could possibly be because of culling and all the different things that happened over there. Well, you know why a lot of the culling happened? And the culling was actually happening when I went over to Ireland years ago. I don't know, it's 15, 20 years ago now. We went over there to fish, and it was interesting that the people over there thought it was really cool to see anglers from America. They thought that was the coolest thing ever. Until they asked us what we were fishing for, and we said northern pike, and all of a sudden we went from hero to goat so fast you couldn't possibly believe it. All of a sudden their noses crinkled, and they just really, we were fishing pike. According to them, the pike were eating all the trout. More people were into trout over there than northern pike, and northern pike were invasive in their mind, or whatever. The point is they were eating all the trout and blah, 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 blah. And we hear this a lot, that one fish is eating the other fish. Understand something very simply. I just want to point out now, I'm not going to deny that, muskies obviously eat fish. There's no doubt about that. But the big point is fish eat fish. And without man's harvest out there, nature just seems to figure all of this stuff out just fine. But the whole idea of a fisheries problems being another fish, that's always the scapegoat, is complete and utter horse hockey, or whatever other term you want to use. Fish have one thing to do in life, and that's make a living. And they're making a living is eating. They eat, they relax. That's all they got to do. All they care about is what's next to them and easy to grab. They are not discerning as to certain fish species types. So in other words, they do not target bass or crappie or walleye or cisco or anything absolutely specifically. It's whatever's there, easy. There's lots of it. They're easy to catch. That's how nature works. So this fish, right, it's obviously not a real fish, but as a musky fingerling just hatched, he swims by Mama Bluegill. Mama Bluegill's going to eat that muskie. Get too close to Mama Bluegill, you got problems. A bass would eat that. Northern would, whatever, you get the point. Muskies eat muskies. Walleyes eat walleyes. Bass eat bass. It happens, all right? But the one thing that I really hope that we can get away from to a certain extent is this whole idea that we use a certain species for a scapegoat. I've even heard it out of fisheries experts at times that rather than really dealing with the fact that there's too much harvest going on, and sometimes it's because of political correctness, because it's certain harvest by certain people, so we don't want to talk about the fact that there's actually a whole bunch of walleyes or northerns or bass that are being kept and laying in the bottom of freezers and stuff like that. We got to pick the big bad fish of some type. In some cases it's been bass. The most recent case around here is the bass are bad because they eat all the walleyes. And the reality is, the simple fact is, most people let bass go, and everybody wants to eat walleyes. That's why there's more bass than walleyes. But, well, I'm rambling on here, but these are not Dr. Evil. There are plenty of healthy fisheries where muskies live. Do not blame other species of fish for a fishery being out of whack. Please stop it.